Hey guys, welcome into Nightcap. I'm your host, RhinoMan, and tonight's episode is going to be a great one. Tonight's guest has been on YouTube for about 2 years now, and he has some tips that you absolutely need to hear. But first, as we always do, I have three questions for you. The first question is, how long have you been doing YouTube, and do you plan ahead for your content to be posted? Meaning, do you schedule your post to be put out ahead of time? Do you plan for your content to be made and put out? That's question one. Question two, do you look at the calendar and do you figure out what holidays or events are out there that are coming up ahead of time and sort of plan your content around that? Something to think about. I was just wondering if other people do that as well. And then question three is, do you plan for growth or do you have goals for your channel? Meaning, do you have a plan for next year, 2 years, 5 years? What is it? Is it just a hobby for you, or do you plan to grow on YouTube? Something to think about. And if you do, you should definitely have goals and you should be planning what's coming up next. So we're going to get into it real quick. But as you can see, today's channel supporter is Shaka Slots. It's going across this episode's channel supporter is Shaka Slots. Shaka has been a good friend to me. We've been talking a lot back and forth through text. I almost got to meet him in person in Vegas. It just didn't work out that time. But we will be meeting soon, hopefully real soon. His banner's across the top, and you'll see it when I get our guest in here. First, let's say hi to everybody in the chat. I see quite a few people in here. Oklahoma Casino Review, thank you for coming in. Brazen Slots, thank you, girl. I really appreciate it. Stacia's Slot Channel, thank you. Let's see, TL Slots, thank you for coming in. I really appreciate you taking the time out. I know there's a lot of lives right now. I know Granny's going live right now. She just dropped some news about Granny Fest. She'll give you more details on that coming up soon. Lucky Obsession, saw your live today, talked to you. Now I'm going to get you on the channel. I just got to prepare myself for that one because, like you said on your live earlier today, we are two people that are pretty much alike. We both like to ramble on. We both like to drink. So it's going to be a fun live once I get you on. Chris and Lou Slots, thank you for coming in. Hot Mess Slots, thank you for coming in. Scotty H-Town, hey, really appreciate you guys coming in. James Krupler, thank you. As always, guys, we have a fantastic guest. We're going to get him in, and it's time to do some grilling of this one. So we're going to get him in here, and we're going to grill him right now. Let's see what we can do. But before I do, I really want to tell you guys, I truly appreciate you guys. So anyway, let's get him in. How you doing?
Howdy.
So tell everybody the name of your channel.
What's up, everybody? And see who's in here. Stacia's. I have a tough time always saying that, so if I screw it up, I'm sorry. Shaka, Brazen, Gamblers Unknown, Chris and Lou. They're all great supporters of when I go live. Howdy, Scotty H-Town. What's our channel name? It's Jackpot Joe's Adventures in Slots.
Okay, and we're going to get into that first. But first, I want to find out, one, where do you live?
I live in the corrupt state of Illinois, in the Chicagoland area.
Okay. And what do you do? What do you do for a living?
Some of these people that I've seen here, I'm good friends with. They know, but those who don't know, I own a car dealership in the Chicagoland area. I've had it for about 12 years, and we also have a RV rental business that we just started about a year ago.
Hey, Windy City Frizzy's in the house. J Real Slots is in the house. Thank you guys for coming in.
I got my Chicago connection in here helping me out.
Nice. Definitely. So do you want to drop the name of your car business? Maybe we could get some long range purchasers for you.
Yeah. The name of the business is G Motor Cars, GMOTORCARS, gmotorcars.com, and the RV business is rentjoesrv.com.
Oh, nice. Gamblers Unknown. Hello. Thank you for coming in. So you do an RV rental? I'm going to have to fly over there and just rent one of your RVs to drive around. I've always wanted to do that from California. I wanted to rent an RV and drive it towards Louisiana and that area. So
Yeah,
might be.
a lot of my RVs get rented out and get driven to California.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, we're one of the few who do unlimited mileage, so people take advantage of that. We're booked out 4 to 6 weeks or 4 to 6 months usually in advance.
Okay.
So
Do
yeah,
you need somebody to drive one back?
sometimes I do, and
I'll
I'll fly
volunteer.
you home. Yeah, yeah.
I'll volunteer. Let me know whenever you have that situation come up. You got to volunteer right here. I have no problem doing that.
You like to drive, huh?
Oh yeah, I'd love to drive. Well, I drive from Palmdale to where I work in Beverly Hills. That's just a small drive, 66 miles. But
Mhm.
sometimes it takes me 2.5 hours because I'm stuck in traffic. The traffic's terrible here in California.
Yeah.
But I do love to drive. Not a problem. I would do that for you in a heartbeat.
Have you ever camped? You ever went RVing?
All the time. All the
Yeah.
time. We rented an RV. We take it down to Carlsbad Beach in
Okay.
Oceanside, California, and we do camping there. We used to do that quite regularly, almost twice a year. But yeah, definitely.
So I got a funny story. We don't RV a lot. My
Oh, really?
no. Let me see if I can turn the volume up here. Okay. Um, so about 3 years ago, I tried to experiment with this business.
Oklahoma Casino Review says buy a car from Joe's Junkers.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. So about 4 years ago, we experimented with this, and I figured, well, if I'm going to get in this business, we better try camping or going RVing
Okay.
and see how we like it. So I bought one. I flew to Florida. I bought one, drove it back up, pulled it in the driveway. I told the family, come out here. Here's an RV. We're gonna try this out. Vacations can't just always be Disney World.
Exactly. Real quick, I
Yep.
want to say hi to Deborah Parker
Oh, Deborah.
and High Winds Casino. I think that is Michelle, right?
Yep.
Or
Melissa.
Melissa.
Yeah.
Melissa, thank you
She's
for coming
awesome.
in.
Awesome
Hey,
casino. I've been there.
Melissa's fantastic. She reached out to me and I reached out to her. Hopefully I can have her on the show real quick here. Thank you for joining the live. Okay, continue on. I'm sorry, Joe.
Yeah, no worries. So I pulled in the driveway. The kids come out. They're super excited. My wife walks out, looks at it, and goes, "All right, what do we do with this?" So I said, "We're gonna experiment. We're gonna go on a trip to Wisconsin. We're gonna give it a whirl." And we went to this campsite, and it was interesting. So I've never driven one of these things. I don't know how to operate one at all. It's a
Okay.
31-foot Chevy. I mean, it's huge. So our first mistake we made was I parked on an incline or a decline. I can't remember what, but I wasn't level. We get parked. We open the fridge. All the bottles, and at that time was glass, Snapple, fall out and bust out all over the place. Well, I didn't know that you have to be level, so we cleaned that all up. The kids and me were outside playing around, and then it's time to go to bed. Everyone wants to take showers. They want to use the shower and the thing. Well, the shower is not draining because I'm not level and the drain's on one side. So my wife's there with a red Solo cup trying to get the water out. The park we were at was not her cup of tea. We'll just put it that way.
Okay.
So as we're gonna leave a couple days later to go home. You have to empty. If anybody knows anything about camping, you have tanks. You have a black tank. You have the gray tank. The gray tank is your normal shower, your wash your hands. That's where the water goes. The black tank is where all your, the bathroom goes. So I wanted to empty that before we left. And there you go, Scotty H-Town. You got a super chat there.
Thank you, Scotty H-Town. Jackpot Joe, class act, excellent live streams.
Thank you. So my daughter's out with me, and she was young at the time. And I said, you're going to help me clean out the pooper. And she's like, what? We didn't have any gloves, so we used Walmart bags. Okay. I hooked the hose up. I got it tight in there. I put the hose into there's like a little hole in the ground where the waste dumps out into.
Yeah.
And I pull the lever to let it release. And for whatever reason, the hose dislodges from the tank. and it was a it was a freaking mess. And I said, I don't remember anybody eating corn. So after that, we've never really went camping again. I ended
Okay.
up selling that RV, and then a couple of years ago, I said, let me try this again, and I changed up the game a little bit, and and it's been on fire since. And we're looking to expand. We're looking at moving into Tampa, so
Oh, fantastic.
we're excited about that.
Fantastic. Okay, so is that the only business you started, or have you started other businesses as well?
Well, the car business. I've been in the car business since we opened during the which recession was it? In 2000, I have to remember 2008, 2009. Um, we opened with 4 or 5 cars, and soon enough the business grew to where we have 120, 130 cars in stock. But obviously with the inventory stuff that's going on right now, and that's the day Jackpot Joe became Poopy Joe. Yep, that was disgusting. So we usually sell 60, 70 cars a month.
Okay.
In normal times, it's been a little slow as of lately
Yeah.
because of inventory. It's been tough to get inventory.
I have a question about your car dealership.
Yeah.
Do you have a service center at your car dealership as
Yes.
well? Okay. Do you have problems? I don't know what type of cars you sell, but I know a lot of the cars have computer chips, and this was the big thing during COVID, and it still
Yeah.
is right now. You
Mhm.
can't get replacement computer chips for the onboard and
Yeah.
everything else. Are you experiencing some of that?
Yeah. The chips are not a problem. Those don't go up bad. The chips are a problem when they're initially building the vehicles and they need them.
Okay.
There's parts issues really bad right now. Things that used to be 24-hour turnaround are now taking 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
On certain vehicles, Chryslers and Jeeps especially, there's parts shortage, and
Okay.
there's no date when they can be ready. So what we're having to do is you're having to get these parts from junkyards, and you can't get new parts anymore. So you have to go to. So there is going to be a problem in the future, probably next couple of years, of cars that are breaking because we're using subpar parts because we can't get new ones. So it really sucks. Let's see. Joe told me today anyone hits the green. Yeah, a new car. Well, you're like Oprah. You got a car.
You got a new
You got
car. You got a new car.
a car.
Hey, I'm planning on hitting one. The Gambler After Dark's in the house. I see Randy the Slot Wizard. Thank you for coming in. Spin and win slots. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Florida Claimers Ted. Thank you. Aiden, thank you for being here.
Aiden's my son. Hola.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah, you had a problem getting parts in. I figured as much with the car dealership.
Yeah.
Okay, so your businesses. How, when you started your YouTube channel, how did the business mindset transition for you into creating your YouTube account?
Well, how we started this slot channel. In my business, first of all, let me tell you, I've been a gambler since I was 18. I'm
Okay.
44. I remember when I turned 18, the only casino that I can go to was called Ho Chunk in Wisconsin Dells.
Okay.
And it was funny. Me and my buddy Tony, it was about 2 hours away, 2.5 hours. And me and my buddy Tony would stop at a 7-Eleven. We'd get these nasty cappuccinos from the machine, and 10 o'clock at night, and we'd drive up to Ho Chunk, and I'd go there with $100, $100. And at that time, $100 was a lot. And we'd say, we're going to go up there and we're going to play $5 blackjack. It may even been $1 blackjack.
Yeah.
And that $100 would last us, honestly, like all night. It was ridiculous. And we'd come home, we'd leave probably 4 or 5 in the morning and drive back just in time for work.
Okay.
The things you do at 18 years old, right?
Hey, and you could do that all night and still get up the next morning for work. If you do that tonight, you probably won't get up the next morning for work.
I'm shot. Yeah, I'm done. And we used to play, and then slot machines, Wheel of Fortune. was like the real popular game at the time, the three reel Wheel of Fortune. And there was a conspiracies on how to get the $1,000 when the wheel spins and there's 1,000.
Okay.
So I actually bought someone just booked an RV. I
Nice.
bought a stupid manual on eBay, and that was before the PayPal, if I remember. You had to actually send them money. People don't know that. And
Yeah.
it was called The Secret of How to Hit the $1,000 on the Wheel of Fortune machine. Truth be told, I have hit that $1,000 one 3 or 4 times.
Following the model that you
Following the model that whatever told me. Now I think it's complete BS. Okay, now, but the idea is the minute that you hear the first beep, when you get the wheel of fortune, and then it goes beep, you're supposed to count the wedges of Mississippi's.
Really?
I fell for this. So if the 1,000 is here and it's 5 wedges away, it's 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, and then on the 5th one you hit the button and it spins. My wife, if she was on here, she'd tell you that it hit once. It was pretty funny.
That is too funny. So I was just talking to, I think it was Sister Yoshi today, regarding some of these people that sell these tricks and tips for winning on slot machines. 5K Grenade is in the house. He loves Brazen with the $50 super chat. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate that. And I saw Real Twinning Slots in here as well.
Yep.
Speaking of real twinning, hey, do you have something that you could put on that would make us real twinning?
Oh, you know what? I just so happen to have my Cody James. There you go.
Hey, Cody James. That's the same hat that I got. Cody James. Compliments of I had to steal it from 5K in order to get it, but yeah, I did get it for him.
Hey, Randy. Hey, Wisconsin. You're the most popular and famous person in Pottle. Yeah, okay. I think Mr. HandPay owns that award up there.
Hey, but you're moving in on them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the gimmicks that you fall for. Now, I was in a I was in a
I'm not a hat guy.
Like maybe 15, 16. I used to DJ clubs way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And we would always do like these parties and everything, and we would DJ, but we wanted to get into the nightclubs. And back in the day, we didn't have internet, but we did have the back of the magazines. And in the back of one of the magazines, it says, "Get your real fake ID," send a picture of yourself. Go to the passport place, get a picture, send it to us, give us your information, and we'll send you a fake ID. I was so excited. I did that, and I waited for like 6 weeks to get this ID. It finally came in the mail. I was checking it every day. I got the mail, and I was excited. Hey, I'm going to go clubbing now. I'm going to be able to drink in the clubs. I'm going to be able to do all of this. I got the ID, and the first thing across the top, it said phony ID.
Oh,
and it said, "How old are you?" Asked my mom, and it was just a bunch of bullcrap. And my sister would not let me live that down. I still have that ID to this day. But it was one of those things, when you're young, you fall for the stupid thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was that. So that's how you started your channel.
Well, that's how I started to gamble. And then, obviously life goes by, 18 to 44. And a couple of years ago, and maybe 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, in my business, it's stressful. I've been through the peaks and valleys of being a business owner.
Thank you, Ronald.
What's that?
I was saying thank you to Ronald Parada for just subbing. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, Ronald. I got to pay more attention to the comments here. But anyway, so let's say 2 years ago, we got smart TVs in our house, right?
Yes.
And I got YouTube on there, And I thought nothing of YouTube. I thought YouTube was just, how to fix your washing machine, how to fix this, how to fix that. As I'm going through YouTube, I find slot channels. And where I find NG is the first one that I found. I got addicted to that. I must have binge watched all his episodes. Then I realized that there's other people out there. Then the big Jackpot, Brian Christopher, some of the bigger subscribed names. And then I started getting into watching some of the other channels that were popping up. And I said to myself, I go, holy crap, there's people who enjoy this. I'm making sure I don't swear.
You can. It's okay.
No, there's other people who like this stuff like me. And I kept saying, you know what? Every time I go to Vegas, because I go to Vegas a real lot, probably 4, 5, 6 times a year. Hence this is my back wall at work. This is my office.
That's nice.
And I was big in Vegas. I did a lot of traveling there. And I said, well, hell, if I'm going out there, I should be videoing everything that I'm doing. Because I post the pictures on Facebook or whatever the case is, and and share those videos. And now I have YouTube that I can actually do that. So that's how this all came about.
Okay. So do you treat here's something. We talked yesterday a little bit, so I know the answer, but I want everybody else to know that you treat this as a hobby, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
However, you did register it as a business.
I did.
What's the thought process behind that?
Well, taxes. So okay. I learned a lot through some of the other slot channels on here. So I have multiple businesses that some make money, some may not make money, whatever the case is. Well, I'm entertaining you, okay?
Yeah.
So it's Jackpot Joe Adventures LLC. The phones are ringing at work. Hopefully, sorry guys, I forgot to put them on mute. But so I'm entertaining you. It's an entertainment. The cost of gambling is entertainment, and I think anybody who's come have dinner with me at Gordon's.
Oh, that was for not Mrs. Rhino.
Ignore, reject. The sales staff went home. We're closed. We close at 7. So anyway, I want to kind of put this in as a business, and it's for tax reasons and stuff like that. Gamblings, you can't use gamblings as losses, but there is a cost to the business. Whenever I travel a lot, or if we do a slot event or something like that, so it's more for personal.
But also with that too, you spend time, you spend travel, you spend those type of things you can write off against it, because if it's a business and you are the person that's working for the business, you spend X amount of numbers developing it, X amount of hours developing it, and you could write off some of that cost against the losses. And then if you hit jackpots, you can write off some of your losses.
Yeah.
According to that. I'm not a tax person. I'm just throwing these out there.
And I'll be the first to tell you that I'm atrocious when it comes to accounting. I want nothing. You know what? I walk in my door at work and I tell people I want to be here to sell cars. I want to rent RVs and I want to play slot machines. Everyone else has an income. You handle it. You handle that. But this is what I'm doing today. I'm selling cars. I'm playing a slot machine, and I'm renting RVs.
Okay.
So I want to say hi to some of these people here. There's a lot of Yoshi Slots. I said Brazen, 5K.
Chris and Lou,
TL Slots. I got to get together with TL Slots. They're in my backyard.
Hey, wonderful people. You definitely got to get together with them. You guys should literally host a high winds casino event. Have Melissa set something up for you. Get everybody out there. I know it's a smaller casino, but hey, you guys would have a blast out there. The Good Life 88. Hey, Jackpot Joe, what's up, Rhino Man? I haven't hit the $1,000 Wheel of Fortune wedge yet. Hold on. I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I have hit that once, but
Okay.
doing it the old school way by shoving hundreds into the machine.
Hey,
You know what?
and drinking a martini at the same time.
Right. Yeah. When you guys play Wheel of Fortune, you're gonna catch yourself. You're gonna sit at the machine. You're gonna look up and go, okay, the pointer's here and the thousands over here. It's 5 wedges over. So you'll wait, and then you'll do it, and you'll see how surprisingly close it gets, and you'll buy into it.
Hey, I can't wait to go to play one of them now, because I'm going to sit down and I'm going to think, what did Jackpot Joe say? Okay, let me count it. Let me count. Hopefully I'm not Tim at that time and I can still count. But
you got to do it. And you got to do it calm. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Because I've caught myself doing the Mississippis, and all of a sudden I go 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. All right, let's hit it. And I go, oh, if I would have just stayed within my timer. Jackpot Joe, what's your favorite type slots to play at Pato? Randy, I love the upstairs. Buffalo Link is like my game. I love that game. I also like Autumn Moon, Dragon Link. That's one of my favorite. I don't like the other Dragon Links, but I love Autumn Moon. You know what's interesting about Pato? My favorite slots are Locket Links.
Okay.
Loteria. Oh my God. I tell Casanovas, I don't know if they're in here or not, but I tell Casanovas I want to do a 24-hour live stream at Choctaw in front of a Loteria machine and just play it for 24 hours and see what happens.
Hey,
I love that game.
Make that happen. I was talking to Mr. HandPay about doing just that in Vegas, a 24-hour live stream, because he was up there with the 4 or 5 hour live streams.
Yeah,
it's not that far of a stretch. He could do it.
No,
I'm sure it could be done. So I think we can make that happen. Hello, Karen in the kitchen. Spanglish Slots. Thank you for coming in. Melly loves slots. Glad to see you. Okay, so we're going to stay on the same topic of your favorite machines. You're in Chicago.
Yeah.
Are there casinos there?
Okay.
One, and do you play at those casinos?
All right, so Chicago has casinos. I have a casino that's probably 6-7 miles from me.
Okay.
Rivers Casino by O'Hare. I rarely go there. I mean, if I go 3 to 4 times a year, that's a lot. I don't really Grand Victoria, which J Real Slots goes to. I like it there. I can't think of any other Chicago one or Illinois one that I go to. Illinois is not a good gambling state. I have my beliefs in it. Please take this with a grain of salt. But Illinois casinos, if Illinois is not a great state for stuff. There's a lot of corrupt. You guys hear about it. I don't need to. So anyway, I truly believe that the casinos in Illinois are owned. They're obviously owned by the government with a management company in there. These are the worst paying out casinos in the country. And I gamble a lot, and I go to a lot of different casinos, and these are the worst. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I try not to gamble in Illinois. I do gamble at the slot cafes. You guys probably seen some of my lives, slot cafes. I'm not going there to win money. I'm going there to chill out and play a couple games. I have a group of guys that always meet me there, like the coffee guys, and we BS. And so if I go to one of those slots, I don't make it. I don't go out of my way to go to a slot cafe that's off the street and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go play a machine." I'll only go to a place where my friends are just to hang out and socialize. But Chicago casinos, Illinois casinos are not very good. What's interesting is Choctaw, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. Choctaw made a bid for a casino in Illinois.
Okay.
And I knew that they weren't going to get it. It was between them and a management company. So you have Indian Tribe, and then you have management company. I don't believe in Illinois or in the Chicagoland area there is any Indian tribes casinos. And the
Okay.
reason for that, and what I believe, is because the Indians want to be in control of their casino. They want to be in control of their paybacks, their payouts. Okay. And
Okay.
Illinois says, ain't gonna happen. You know, we're getting our take. We control it. So that's why I believe Illinois does not have very many. I don't think any. In if Melissa's on here, she's really up on that. I don't think Illinois has any Indian-owned casinos.
Okay. Wow. If they had slot cafes here,
Yeah.
I doubt I would be going home. So
I think it's great. I think it's a great thing. The slot cafes, the max machines they can have are 5 or 6 machines. The max bet is $4. You can't get a HandPay because there's nobody there to give you a HandPay. And the only thing that sucks about slot cafes is if you're in the bonus round, it still charges you a credit.
Oh, wow. Maybe not.
Yeah.
So Gamblers Unknown says the yacht in the river in Perella in Illinois.
Yeah,
is one of the toughest places I've ever played.
Illinois is tough, guys. I want to crack it. They're. I'm looking at both comments here. I like to answer. There is J-Real. There is another casino that's opening, McCormick Place, downtown Chicago. You're right. Oh, say hi to your daughter. Hi, Gia. Can you imagine how corrupt that one's going to be? Not interested. And Stacy Slots, have you ever been to Hard Rock in Rockford, Illinois? This is funny. I've been there 2 or 3 times, and I've hit, so even though that's in Illinois, I've hit my biggest majors there. They've both been like $6,000 to $8,000. So I guess that one's the only real Illinois casino I've won at, but that's also a new casino, so that may be a little looser right now because they want to get people in. High winds. Joe would go broke if Choctaw Casino came to his state. Yeah. Well, if they had, yeah. So it was interesting. If Choctaw did get that casino, they still wouldn't have red screens out there. I'm pretty confident of that. But I said it beforehand. There's no way the corrupt government of Illinois is going to let Choctaw run a casino. There's no way, because Choctaw wants to run their casino their way, and Illinois wants to run their way. So that's how I feel about it.
So with that being said, what is your favorite place to play at?
Oh boy.
And Melissa's in the chat. So
yeah. I've been there. You know what? I loved it there. If they had, I think me and Mike just figured out there is an airport that I could fly into in Arkansas, whatever, Arkansas. I don't know how to say it. That I can fly into. I would love to go to that in the that area there. I loved High Winds Casino. I actually stopped there when I picked up an RV in Dallas. So when I was half in the bag driving back. I picked up an RV in Dallas. I stayed overnight at Choctaw. I didn't even sleep. I think I slept for a couple hours, hopped back in the RV, drove up north. It stopped at High Winds. I was shot, if I remember. So I would love to go out there. So hold on one second. Randy, I noticed when Jackpot Jolie's bottom on me, they tighten them. Yeah, right. Sunday was a blast. And when Sunday, it was ridiculous. I could have stayed all night.
So you didn't really answer. I know you like to play at Oklahoma.
Yeah. So let's go back. Yeah. So my favorite place to play is Choctaw. There's no doubt. I mean, I talk about it all the time. People probably get sick of me talking about it. I love it there only because it's got everything there that what a full resort needs. You have a place for your family. You got a bowling alley. You got a movie theater. You've got Gillies. You've got a buffet. You've got some other restaurants. There is nothing better than a Friday and Saturday night at Choctaw Durant with country music popping, the smell, the smell of smoke and booze in the air. The bells are ringing. It's just an awesome atmosphere. I freaking love it, and I wish I can go weekly. I wish I tell my wife all the time. I'd love to leave in the morning and come home at night, and I can do it. I mean, you rent a car, drive up there, do your thing, come back. But it's exhausting, the flying. WinStar, I like a lot. WinStar is huge. If you've never been there, that place is ridiculous. So
that is on my bucket list for sure.
WinStar, yeah. So I have this back here. I love Vegas. Okay, I love the buildings, the architecture, the food, the parties, the pools, the scenery at the pools. I'm talking about the palm trees, guys.
Yeah.
Don't get wrong. And but gambling in Vegas is tough. I mean, people go there, and the machines are tight. And I'm a slot enthusiast. I like to play. I'm a player. And once I found out about Oklahoma casinos, oh my God, my whole world got turned upside down. And hitting HandPays, HandPay after HandPay. And the most important thing to a casino, in my opinion, and I'm in marketing, is be a player's casino. Give them play, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, we're going to put it back. You give me a $10,000 HandPay, I'm going to give you most of it, if not all, back. I mean, I'm being honest. You know what I mean? If it's the hour that I'm leaving, then I'm leaving with it. But give me some play. Give me time to play. And the problem with Illinois casinos is 5K. My van smells like TL armpit. Oh my God. The problem with Illinois casinos, they don't give you any play. You go walk in with a $500, $600, $700. It's gone in 30, 40 minutes. I mean, what fun is that? So
I prefer casinos that, exactly like you just said, give me some entertainment for my money. If I could sit at a slot machine and go up and down for a while and get that entertainment value out of my money, hey, it's better than going to a baseball game, because those tickets are expensive. But if you could go sit down at a slot machine and spend some time going up and down, give some, take some, where it doesn't take your money within the first 5 minutes, you're doing good.
Yeah. I'm looking at the comments here, and I apologize if I missed any comments. I'm horrible at it, especially in the live chats. I know I got to do a better job of it. HandPays are like loans. I like that. Oklahoma casino reviews. Casinos should entertain. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Vegas lost. So people are going to disagree with me on this. There was a time that Vegas wanted to attract families. Okay, I don't know if people knew that. They wanted to bring in the families. What's that?
That's where Treasure Island came from. They had the shows, Circus. They built the entertainment thing. They have a lot of things like that they did, but now they're just going back to getting the gambler.
Yeah, so this is a true story. If my mom's on here, she doesn't know how to use YouTube, but watch it. But I used to go to Vegas with them a lot in the summer, and my dad would give me a roll of quarters, and he'd shove me in the arcade and say, "Here, play, do your thing. I'll be back." We didn't have cell phones. There was no cell phones, and okay. He would come back every hour or so. Everything okay? I'm out of quarters. Here's a roll of quarters, and still in the paper. And that's where I learned how to drive stick shift. I was playing a game called Hard Driving or something like that. It was pretty cool. But so Vegas was supposed to go that route. New York, Treasure Island. You're right. They used to have slip and slide. Or what was there was some water park there. I don't know. They were supposed to build anyway, like an amusement park. They never did it. And I can understand. So 4 Winds, if TL Slots in there, 4 Winds used to have an awesome, kick-ass arcade. They got rid of it. They put slot machines in there. Well, I understand as a business guy that the square footage of your casino, you want to generate as much revenue as you can per square foot. You know, what are you making on the arcade? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand why they got rid of it, but in my opinion, every casino should have a pool, should have an indoor pool, should have an arcade. You know, and attract some of the families. Yeah,
Will Twinning said, "Yep, we used to be in the arcade at the Gold Strike." That's so true.
Yeah.
I remember taking my kids there. Same thing like you. Okay, there's the arcade. Go run wild. Even to the point, because we're in California, and we would drive up to even just state line. They had a roller coaster, they had a water ride, they had arcade and everything, and we used to go there for the night and let the kids have a good time, and we'd have a good time as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, now state line is dead.
So after I discovered Choctaw, I haven't gone to Vegas much. Now here's a true fact: hammering smash nickels. Yeah. When Vegas reopened from the pandemic, I was there that first week.
Okay.
And
I don't know how I missed you.
You were there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was the coolest thing. When Vegas reopened, I said, I got to go check it out. And
did you?
It was creepy. I have to admit,
Yeah.
It was creepy. I mean, walking up and down. Go ahead.
During that whole time, right when it opened back up and just before it closed down, I was there both times. And then after it opened back up, I was there several times. Creepy, yes, but it was like private casinos.
Yes.
Didn't have to worry about a crowd, didn't have to worry about bumping into anybody. It was wonderful. This past 2 weekends ago, went there, completely back open.
Yeah.
It was the packed, it was as crowded as I've ever seen it.
So masks, and I'm trying to remember. So they had these goofy art, shields at every table, and
yeah,
they went nutso on that stuff. But no, we didn't have masks. I don't believe we had to have masks when it first opened.
No.
So the week that we came back, I believe they invoked masks were mandatory right after we left. You know, there were still some people wearing it, and at that time, what a weird time. I mean, that was 2 years ago now.
Yeah,
almost. Everybody was afraid that you got COVID, you just die. You know what I mean? We know it was still fresh, really at that time. I can't remember what month it was that when it reopened. It was cold. It was so cold.
Yeah,
March?
I think
April. No, when did they close it? I'll have to look that up so I don't get my dates mixed up.
I think February, March they closed it.
And they went through the whole year, and then we reopened in 2021, I believe it was. Look at it.
No, they didn't open up the whole casino, the whole strip, but they had certain hotels that opened up and others were closed.
Right.
So it's like Luxor, I think, was the last one to open back up, but there were several casinos that were open, and it was funny because the hotel was only at like 40% or something that could be booked, and
right. I remember that. Yeah.
So that was kind of strange. And then some of them only opened up during the weekend.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's that. In the history books down the road, this is gonna be crazy. When they're gonna be like, "What? What are you talking about?" That's funny. That I think the Wynn was the only one that was opening on the weekends.
Yeah.
And the Mirage was closed.
And then all the buffets were closed.
Yeah. Oh, what a shame. Oh, I am a buffet. I friggin' love buffets, especially Vegas buffets.
So, what's your favorite all-time machine to play?
Wow, that's
I mean, do you play 3 reels? Do you play?
Yeah. I obviously 3 reels. I'm not into a lot of the Asian kind of games. You know what I mean? Like the FU or whatever it is, food on FU this, FU that. I'm not into those ones. Those give me anxiety. I like the Dragon Links. Lock and links. I freaking
Okay.
love lock and links. I love nightlife. I got another tip for you guys, like the Wheel of Fortune wedge. You guys want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. So if you're ever playing nightlife, okay, if you're betting, if you're how do I put this? If you're betting big, it could go either way. You have two choices when you get the bonus. You can either do the hearts or you could do the free games. Okay.
Yes.
I always do the free games. I never do the hearts because you have a 6-time multiplier
Yes.
and you have the opportunity to retrigger. And you cannot get the minor, the mini, the minor, the major, or the grand heart cannot drop in a heart bonus. I don't know if you guys know that.
So that's one of the tricks one of my friends taught me for nightlife only.
Right. For nightlife only. So for nightlife, I never pick the heart bonus because I know I'm not going to get the major, the minor, the grand. It's not going to drop. Always pick the free games because you're going to get the times 6, times 5. And when you get the dude who with the wilds and it lights up at times 6, it's awesome. Dude, those Asian games are family money. Yeah. You're funny, dude.
Yeah, so that's one of the tricks that I always do. So what's your biggest win all time?
$10,000.
$10,000?
And I can't break that, and it's driving me nuts. There's a Facebook group called Red Screen Ninjas, and
Yes.
And I'm on it, and they used to bust my chops that I couldn't win anything more than a HandPay. I couldn't win anything 12, 4. I was like 12, 1400, 1600, 12, 14, 16, always. Just now, am I starting to hit that $4, $5, $6, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 jackpots?
Okay.
You know, and then I've got a friend of mine. So the Oklahoma stuff started out with, I'm a car dealer. We go to Oklahoma, we go to Dallas for auto auctions, and then we'd stay overnight at the casinos. And one of my buddies in December for the Jackpot Joe Christmas Bash, and it was also his birthday. On like an $8 bet, he hit $50,000 at
Wow.
WinStar. It's on. If you're on my page, you go back to the. It was crazy. I got destroyed that night. And he's a light better. He bets $2 to $10. Let's say $10 is a lot for him to bet.
Yeah.
And he did $2 Lucky Ducky, and I think he did. It was like you could bid up to 10, but he did $8, and he got the Lucky Ducky. He may did $10 one, but it was on the $2 one. He got all the Lucky Duckies. He sends a text whenever I'm laying in bed at 3 a.m. and I get a text. I know a picture's coming, and it's usually a good one. And it was he won $50,000. And what's ironic is it was his 50th birthday that day.
Oh, awesome.
So that's crazy. That was nuts.
Lucky Obsession says he won 4,200 on skills.
Yeah.
Do you play skills games?
What are skills games?
You know what? I'm going to have her on the show specifically to describe those because I'm not familiar with them, but apparently they're in a lot of gas stations, convenience stores, and things like that. They're similar to slot machines, but I'll have to wait because I'm not knowledgeable on the subject. So
yeah, if it requires thinking, then I probably didn't play it. The reason why I'm playing slots is because I don't want to think.
Exactly. So as a gambler, are you superstitious?
I have mine. I have my superstitions. Whenever the credits have a 666 in them, I automatically know I'm not going to win anything, like not even a line hit. I was playing Buffalo Link the other day, and it said I had 666 Buffaloes up there, 666, and I knew that. I kept saying, drop another Buffalo, please get me out of that routine. I don't like to leave. When I go on an Oklahoma trip, I have to make sure that everything's taken care of at home, and I didn't piss my wife off or anybody or any of the kids, because several times I've gone away and left loose ends open, and it was like a disastrous trip because I left on bad terms.
So I have a story similar to that. Um, it was 2 years ago, before COVID. It was Super Bowl Sunday. Me and my girlfriend, we were staying at Harrah's, but we watched the Super Bowl at Paula. We came back to the hotel. We were upset at each other. Well, she was upset at me. We're not upset at each other. I think I was Tim at that time, because it was right after the Super Bowl. She went up to the room. I stayed down and played. And I was thinking to myself, wow, I'm such a dick. I can't believe I did that. And I was playing the machine, hit my biggest jackpot ever. Not my biggest jackpot ever, close to my biggest. I think it was like $9,000 on a quick hit machine. I got all nine of the quick hit.
Never seen
And then went back upstairs. We talked the next day. I told her, hey, every time before I go down and play, you got to get mad at me so I could get another jackpot.
I got a funny story. We're at Mirage, and we're with the family. And at that time, my son was in a stroller, and we went to see Terry Fader.
Okay.
And when I used to go to Vegas, Mirage was my place. I absolutely love that place. I have a great host there who he's not there anymore. He's at another MGM property, but always took care of me, always gave me the best of the best, and I just loved it there. So the high limit area, if anybody who's been to Mirage knows the high limit area, you walk in there's the high limit. When you go down the steps, you have a bank of machines there, and there was a 2 times, 5 times, 10 times machine. I forgot what it's called.
Oklahoma Casino Review slot says Joe doesn't gamble without Bucky's.
That's another conversation. Bucky's is the best.
Yeah, a gas station?
It's not a gas station. They just happen to have gas.
Okay.
About 150 pumps.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Bucky's. The one trip that I took out to Louisiana, we stopped at Bucky's, and I ended up getting a shirt and everything else.
I'm sure I got Bucky's stuff somewhere around my desk here. Anyway, so the Terry Fader show just got out. My wife's pushing my son in the stroller, and she goes, he's got to go to the bathroom. I said, all right, I'll just be in this bank of machines over here. And I hit a 5 times, 5 times, 5 times, and I think it was like $8,000. I forgot what it was. It was more than 5, less than 10.
Okay.
And I'm calling her in the stall. I'm calling them, and she's like, what do you want? I'm he's trying to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, I just hit a jackpot and I just hit this. And they come out, and at that time my son was in the stroller, and they were next to me. He was peeking out. He was peeking or standing in the stroller looking, and security comes up and they're like, they can't be here. They gotta go. But it was that was a fun time with family, and Superstitions. I don't know, were they with me? Did it happen? I don't know. It could be. But
hey, how old is your son now?
10.
Okay. As soon as he's 21, you got to get him with you and see if it was just luck or.
Yeah. My daughter's 18 and she can gamble in Choctaw, and we let her play a couple games there. She didn't win jack, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't know if he'll be a gambler. I don't know.
Hey, Randy, cheers.
Cheers. Don't let Rhino get you hooked on Corona beers like he did me. Water.
Yeah.
We had this conversation. I don't drink. Alcohol and me don't mix.
There you go. So his vices are the slot machines. Now, I do have a question about your trips to the casino.
Yeah.
And we're going to tackle a couple of different things here. One is, when you go to the casino or trips to the casino, what's your average budget? What do you take with you that you could spend on slot machines, that you could just disposable, whatever, that you're going to play that money?
That's that. Remember those questions that you said, what are you don't want me to ask? No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. So everybody should have an idea of their budget, what they want to go with.
Yeah.
Some people it's 500, some it's 100, some it's 200, and you should really kind of hang within your budget there. I'm put it this way, I'm not the big jackpot. I'm definitely not Mr. HandPay. But I'm not SD guy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
My average bets are probably somewhere between $5 and $10 per spin.
Okay.
That's where I'm comfortable at. Getting into the $20 to $25 spins, I'm starting to do that a little bit now. But that's dangerous. I mean,
Now, I have two questions for that.
yeah.
Well, I have a statement on one of them and a question on the other. The statement is, I remember, just a few years ago, $5 and $10 spins were considered high limit gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the big boys and everything. It's changed. It's $125 spins, $250 spins, which is just way outside my budget range.
Yeah.
Now, the question I have is, if you've been gambling at $1.50, 50 cents, whatever it is, you get used to gambling at that amount,
Right?
And you start winning. Obviously, you start bumping up your bets. Then you go from that comfort level to a different comfort level. And as somebody that has a channel, I get comfortable playing at that level. Not because I'm trying to do the channel, because hey, I'm enjoying playing at that level. When you get a bonus, it usually pays out a little bit better, and so on and so forth. But it goes back to your comfort level. Do you find yourself betting more, one, because you're filming, or because you're doing your slot channel, or because you're enjoying it and you're getting some wins and you're able to increase your bet size?
Yeah, so I'm on YouTube a lot. I watch a lot of channels. I'm on Facebook a lot with casino groups, and these people who are hitting grands are not hitting them at 25, 50, $100 spins.
50
They're
cents.
hitting them at 50 cents, $1, under $5. And that's amazing. It's amazing to me. Like Sunday, I went to Potawatomi, and I was stair stepping on Dragon Link, and I usually play $10 to $15. That's where I'm comfortable at. And I hit $5 on dollar denoms, and I got the ball bonus, and it dropped a minor, and the minor was $12.50.
Yeah,
I mean, on a $5 bet, and I think it paid like $1,300 or $1,400. I mean, that's a hell of a return on your investment. And you see it with on some of the higher limit channels, Mr. HandPay and the big jackpot. They're paying $25, $30, $40 a spin, and they get a $1,800 jackpot. I mean,
Melissa, I'm going to talk about this right now. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
Yeah. So, I say to myself, I'm not there to go. I'm not a dollar a spin guy. I'm not a $1.50 spin guy. I'm gonna be in that area between 5 and 25. When I do go to Choctaw, I do play the $100 money bags, because when you get a spin, when you get a red screen on those things, man, it's like it could be life changing, and it's a blast.
Chris and Lou just said they had their biggest jackpot ever on a 250 bet. I believe they hit a high limit major on one of the Dragon Links. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that's what it was. But go ahead.
Yeah. So that budget, I don't have. I mean, I'm not going there to listen. If I go to Choctaw with 20,000 cash on me, okay, I'm assuming I'm going to lose $20,000, right? Okay. We really should be going there with $5,000, and that should be your playing time, and you should be coming back with theoretically you should be coming back with that and more, right?
Yeah.
So some of these guys who say, hey, I'm going to send in, I want to wire in $50,000, $100,000. Well, is that what you're expecting to lose? You shouldn't. you shouldn't think that. I don't want to think that way. That hey, I'm coming there loaded because, heavy. Because hell, that means you're going to lose it. Are you going to spend $100,000 on a spin? No. So, that's the way I think. High Winds Casino. Go ahead. You want to touch on that?
Before we talk about that one, I have one thing to say as what I've just observed. When you're betting the lower bets like the 250, the $1.50, the nickels, the dimes, the different amounts at the lower bet range, $5 below, or $10 below. I find that even at $2.50, that you will get some huge wins that are over 100, 200 times your bet.
Yeah.
Easily. Mm-hmm. But when you're betting the bigger denominations, the 10, 15, $20, you get bonuses, but they are not 100 times. And this is just my observation. It could be totally wrong, but my observation, I don't see the 200 times, the 150 times your bet amount at those higher denoms.
There is nothing worse than when you're betting $25 on Dragon Link and you get a bonus for the games, not the balls, the games, and you win $144.
Oh yeah,
like it's like it drives me nuts. It's like, why even bother doing that? So,
okay. So now let's talk about Melissa's thing. Only bring what you could afford to lose. Right. The casinos were entertainment, not a paycheck. Leaving ahead is a bonus for your entertainment.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely correct. I know when I go to the casino, I go with a budget, and I have a backup budget. So because a lot of times I know, hey, I have $500 to spend, but if I go into that, I have an extra 200 that I put away just in case. But aside from that, I don't want to dip into anything else.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have to set limits on yourself. And I think with a lot of slot channels, especially like the newer slot channels, they haven't really learned that, and they're trying to get those wins to impress the viewers, right? Because they see everybody else getting those huge wins and stuff. And my advice would be just to play and have fun. And if it happens, you get those views and whatnot. But don't chase, especially if it's outside your budget.
Yeah, I've definitely gone down the rabbit hole many times.
Oh yeah.
And it's easy to do. I mean, to be honest with you, and it's happened to me at Choctaw. And then I bounce back. So
it's happened to me more than once, without a doubt.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday, and I wanted to touch on the subject about slot channels and where do I see slot channels going? Where do I see myself going?
Yeah.
And talking about the budget, that's where this conversation is on it. And YouTube, just like slot machines, is addicting. It's like nicotine. Okay. I'd much rather watch slot channels than watch the news. I much rather watch slot channels than watch Netflix, honestly.
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of it. So it is addicting, and but it's a lot of fun. But I also see people who probably, it sounds fun. I'm gonna start a slot channel, and I'm gonna become the next Mr. Beast, or the next BC Slots or whatever, and then they blow through their income trying to get there.
Yeah,
it's not easy, guys. It's not easy. So you just be careful on what you're doing, what you're spending. This is a hobby for me. This is not a job. Okay, I'm not looking to become the next big jackpot. I'm not looking to become the next Mr. HandPay. I'm not looking to become the next BC Slots. I'm not as charming as NG. I'm not built for TV like BC Slots. I don't have as much money as the big jackpot. I'm not going to pretend to be somebody that I'm not. You know who I'm going to be? I'm going to be Joe. And that's all I can tell you guys to do is be yourself. Don't try and spend more than you can. You see me on there spending 10, 20, 15, 20, $25, $100 this pull. Don't say, hey, I'm going to go try that tomorrow. You know what I mean? If you can't do it. If you can do it, then go for it. But don't be yourself. The slot channels, in my opinion, have to evolve a little bit more. Yeah. Else it's going to get mundane and boring. So there has to be some kind of entertainment in it.
But on that point,
yeah.
On that point, you guys really have no idea how many cars he had to sell to pay those $25 spins.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he could do those spins, I can't. You know, so just be yourself and do what you can. High Wins Casino, the viewers will see through the channel that only post wins. Be realistic. Theories and deceit will
become the topic of your channel.
Yeah, become the topic of your channel. And there's a lot of channels out there that film in their basement and do all the other stuff. But I don't want.
God, when I found there was a channel, I'm not going to call them out on it. I got fooled because I'm watching their channel. I'm going, man, this dude is kicking it. He's getting bonus, and he don't talk. All it is just playing. Then I started reading into it, saying, "Oh man, this guy's got an at-home casino, and he knows how to control his stuff." Oh, it was like finding out Santa Claus wasn't real.
Speaking of that, if you guys have not seen it, go to Filthy Slot Channel. He won 500 grand. But really, it's you go watch the video. 500 grand. I think they were at one of the slot machine manufacturers' room.
Oh.
They were filming it. It's a joke. Don't worry. Just go check it out. But that's what some people do. They try trickery or try and do something to make it look like they're actually gambling in a casino when they're not.
Yeah.
So Joe does it because he goes live and you can see him there with everybody and the losses there.
Yeah, I prefer the lives, to be honest with you. I'm not a really good taper. You're not going to get a video a day from me. I don't have the time for that. I'm horrible at editing. I'll just throw the video up straight from my iPhone. The best investment that I ever did was I did buy a mono tripod. That was the best one. I bought it on Amazon, and I'll tell you, I went through probably 5 or 6 cheapies before I said, F it, I'm going to get the expensive one. And it was like the best investment I ever did.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd recommend to you.
And as your channel grows, invest in your channel.
Yeah.
Instead of the videos, invest in the editing software. Invest in putting together more equipment that's going to help you out, tripods, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm reading through some of the comments here. Kaz had a comment earlier about stay away from the noodles. Huh. So this is a funny story. Me, HandPay, and some other dude went to the Asian restaurant at Potawatomi, which is freaking awesome. And we're ordering food because he had some comp money, and he's like, we gotta eat this all. And look at me, I'm not gonna say no. So we're ordering it, and he goes, let's get pad thai noodles. And he tells the lady, you guys like hot and spicy? I go, yeah, I love hot and spicy. He goes, get 3 alarm, whatever that means. Okay, go ahead. We ate that. Oh, we were with F&S.
Okay.
Yeah, I was sending. So after that, I was sending him super chats from the bathroom. Put it that way. I was on fire. Anyway, it was excellent, but tore me up. But so I just want to read some of the comments in here.
Well, at least it wasn't in your RV where you had to get rid of it.
Right. Who had corn? Spin and win slots. How you doing? Casino lady slots. I can't type in here. I don't know why. Maybe you could. I don't know how to. Let's see. Who else have I not said? Oklahoma casino reviews. Are you behaving yourself? I hope. Slot mates.
Those are wonderful people. So Before we end, I have a couple more
Yeah.
questions for you. Jackpot Joe's adventures and slots. What are your adventures? What do you plan for your channel with some of those adventures?
Yeah.
I know you talked about going to Vegas and doing other things. What can we expect to see from your adventures besides the RV waste dumping experience? I don't think anybody wants to
Yeah.
see that. Well, maybe somebody does, but
Yeah, and I adventures. So we like to travel. My family and me, we like to travel. We like to go to
okay.
different places. I need to get, and I critique myself when I do a video. And we had this conversation yesterday. Sunday when I did a live, I rewatched it or I listened to it while I was driving home, which is an hour and a half ride, and it was actually a decent live. I was interested in listening to more. I'm not really good at this videography, and I mean, all I got is this. And what I wanted to do is video and take capture some of the trips that we go on, but not just the trips. But one of the things I screwed up on is I had at one time I had, you guys know what Hummer H1
Yes.
General. Oklahoma casino reviews, get your mind out of the gutter. I'm not giving you a Hummer. Anyway, I had number 15, which was ever built. So
Okay.
the military was producing the AM General Hummer Humvees for the military, and then they decided they wanted to build civilian ones. Well, number 1 went to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and there was a 93, and I had I can't remember the exact number, but it was like number 15. And we had it for many, many years. It just sat in my showroom. It had no miles on it. It was brand new. But I always wanted to see what it would do at the auction. And just like a lot of people, they watched Meekum
Okay.
or Garrett Jackson. I can't remember which one it is. But we watched it online. The cars going through, and
Yeah.
so there was a sale here. There was a Meekum auction in Chicago, and I said, you know what? I'm going to put my Hummer in there, and I did. I put it in there. What I should have done is I should have videoed the whole experience of the Hummer coming through, all the lights. We were live on NBC Sports Channel, and it sold. In my expression of yelling like "yeehaw" and all that stuff. That's what I should have done.
Cool.
So,
Cool.
but that's the idea. Is the adventures part I'm working on. I know my channel isn't perfect, and I'm okay with that.
Hey, we talked about this. I mean, I looked at your channel from the beginning and where you are now. Everything has improved, and that's what you should be doing. Just improving a little bit each time. And your lives from the beginning to where you are now, much better.
Thank you.
And even your mom said so.
Yeah, right. She said it was one of my streams was boring, but and I missed a bunch of super chats on one of the lives, and I felt horrible the next day. Like I wanted to reach out to them, and I'm learning, when you're on your phone, you have to hit the live, you have to keep looking through it. I don't think YouTube does it's not really user friendly in my opinion. Facebook is probably a little more user friendly, but if you can have a gambling partner who's with you, that'd be even better, so they could tell you if you miss anything. So I feel, and I do read the live chats after a stream, and I feel horrible when I don't acknowledge a question. Somebody says, "Hey, I'm a new subscriber," and I didn't acknowledge them. I feel horrible the next day, honestly. So
that is one of the biggest things that I'm working on right now. Trying to acknowledge everybody in the chat at the same time, staying entertained with the guests. I think I do a better job when I'm at a slot machine. However, this is a little bit unique, and I'm going to continue to improve just a little bit each time, and hopefully it gets better.
You're a hell of an interviewer. You do.
Well, thank you.
I love them. They're very entertaining. They're great.
I really appreciate it, and this has been a fantastic one. Let me just make a couple of announcements before we get out of here. on, let's see here, on April 16th. If you guys watched our Hit It and Quit It event in Vegas, April 16th, there is another event, Hit It, Quit It, Yamava. That's April 16th. You guys have an event in Oklahoma that's coming up.
Oklahoma. Yeah.
Please announce that too.
Yeah. April 21st. April 21st to April 24th is Slottapalooza 2022.
Okay.
It's really being headed up by Windy City Frenzy.
Okay.
And we have a group of channels that we're just we just had a blast last year.
Yeah.
And the one thing about Choctaw, and Chris and Lou's on here, and anyone else who's been here, when you leave Choctaw, when you pull out of that casino, that's the only place that I ever say, damn, when am I coming back? I look at it and go, when can I come back? Anyway, so when we left there, we all had a blast. So it's April 21st to the 24th. There's room discounts, but there's not an official discount yet. You just got to get a hold of me. Once I get everybody who's gonna be there, then I'll be able to put it all together. The problem is Choctaw wants me to guarantee almost $10,000 in rooms.
Exactly.
And I don't want to do that on a personal level. I'll guarantee, $2,000-$3,000 in rooms, but I don't want to do 10,000. Choctaw is not really friendly when it comes to room rates. So, they want their players there. They don't want newbies. I hate to say that's what I look at it. So I was able to get the rates down pretty good. And contact me if you need transportation. It's not easy to get to. It's an hour and a half away from DFW.
But he does rent RVs, guys. So
yeah. Well, for the December trip, I had one of my shuttle vans down there, and my driver drove so much. He drove it from Illinois to Dallas. He did more miles going from Dallas to Choctaw back and forth than his total trip from Dallas to Chicago back to Dallas. Just to give you an idea. It was crazy.
Wow. Okay, so there's a couple more announcements, guys. The Hit It and Quit It Yamava edition, April 16th, Yamava. If anybody wants to join, contact me, contact Chumba, contact Sister Yoshi. We'll be doing that. But March 12th, we have Gamblers Unknowns in the house. We have the Megathon, not Megatron, Megathon, which is coast to coast, 30-minute live sessions, everywhere in between, for 30 minutes each. That is coming up. We'll have Gamblers Unknown on the show Monday to talk about it. Tomorrow, if you guys didn't know, this interview right here is the last interview of my 1 year on YouTube. Jackpot Joe has been the last interview. I started my channel 3/2/2021, and tomorrow will be the first day of the next year. I'm doing a live event tomorrow. I will discuss the good, the bad, the ugly of 1 year on YouTube. We can talk about it then. Thursday, I have Straight Up Slots in the house live. We will talk to them. We'll get to know them, find out everything. Hey, Joe, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody in the chat, I truly appreciate you guys. I hope to see you tomorrow and on the next interview. Until then, let the good times roll, baby. I'll see you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being here.